Welcome back. It's Wednesday. I'm Lashana Guy, and this is Good News Only, where we celebrate the stories that uplift and bring us all together. Every weekday at 10:30 a.m., we are recapping the good news only, the feel-good headlines, the inspiring moments, and the local wins that bring a little more light to your day. And I want to hear from you too. So if something good is happening in your world, a personal victory, a community success, a birthday, or just something that made you smile, send me an email to news25 at week.com and be sure to put Hey Shauna, that's SHAUNA, in the subject line so I know it's for me. I would love to share your good news right here on the show. Today's show, as always, is full of reasons to smile and plenty of good news. I wanted to start by just reminding you that daylight saving time is happening this weekend. It's so annoying. I hate when that happens. So be sure to set your clocks just an hour ahead this Sunday, actually, March 8th at 2 a.m. Didn't it used to happen at midnight? I thought it used to happen at midnight, but it's 2 a.m. Apparently, 1 hour ahead, or your smartphone will do it for you at that time. This annual change aims to make better use of daylight and save energy. Daylight saving time will end Sunday, November 1st, when the clocks will fall back 1 hour. So keep that in mind. Until then, you're going to have to struggle to adjust your bodies to springing forward. One whole entire hour. Now, what are we doing with that hour? I mean, what are we doing with the hour? We're going to bed, maybe. What are we doing with that hour? We're going to be so tired. Either way, we're all still here. That's the good news, right? We got to see time spring forward another year. So that's all reasons to be thankful. Speaking of gratitude, don't forget that the St. Jude Dream Home giveaway is still going on. So if you are interested in giving back in that way this year, please do so. Don't forget, I used to have the number up here and I almost remember it by heart. After the break, I'll get that number for you. Because I did know it by heart and I did have it up here, but it's gone. Either way, make sure that if that's something you want to do, you participate in that because those tickets are going fast. They are dwindling, and the time is drawing nigh for them to do the drawing. So if you are interested in that, take part in that. After the break, we have some interesting news, some things that I thought you might want to talk about. Some things I thought, and then you know what else? We're gonna go and revisit a couple of the stories that we talked about yesterday that we didn't get to watch the video for because something we had the technical issue. So hopefully today, I've checked it all. It seems like it's working fine. Hopefully today we won't have those tech issues. And you can see those videos that I told you we would play again today because they were so cute. Those kids who performed for that Black History program, they worked hard, and I think you would love to see it because I just think it'll make you smile. So you've got to see it. So we'll revisit a couple of those stories, and we'll revisit the story about the group of athletes. Actually, there's two of them, two friends who stopped to help the people who had fallen into that sinkhole. Their cars had fallen into that sinkhole. So it's really important, I thought, to share that video with you as well, just so that you know exactly what happened and who was involved. It always makes the stories a little bit more human to me when I can see video. So, as promised, we'll do that. And then we're going to talk about a little puppy who was rescued in from an interesting situation. So, we'll have all that good news and more when we return from the break. Welcome back to more good news only. So, Apple Inc. is expanding its latest smartphone lineup. This might be of interest to you. They have more affordable options now with the new iPhone 17e priced around $600. Industry analysts say the move could reflect growing demand for lower cost smartphone choices without sacrificing performance. I am interested to see what that camera looks like. Now, I have an older phone. It moves so quickly. I still have 13 Pro Max. And I love it. I love my camera, and I don't want to let go of the camera because I've heard that that camera is still the best. Even since they have updated the technology, that the iPhone camera is still, or 13 camera is still the best. I'm nervous for the day that my phone should say goodbye to me. And see, like that. I mean, the iPhone 13 has the three lenses, right? And sometimes I'm like, it's unnecessary to have all three in there. It has its drawbacks, and I could see where one lens could come in handy, but I worry about it. I don't know. What do you think? Have you heard anything about what those cameras on the 17e are going to be like? I do like that it seems to be a little smaller because I could definitely use a smaller, more handheld friendly option. You see the difference in those two sizes? Definitely, I have a big phone, and I do enjoy a smaller phone, but I wouldn't mind a smaller price tag either at $600. The 17e features Apple's newest A19 chip, delivering twice the speed and double the base storage of the company's previous budget model. While it skips some of the premium extras found in higher end versions, see what I'm saying? I'm scared about that camera. It keeps the power where it counts. The phone comes in black, white, and soft pink with pre-orders opening today, actually. I could do a soft pink, but I don't want to sacrifice my camera. I really don't. Let me know what you think. News25WEK.com. Have you heard anything about what those cameras are going to be like for that 17E model? And in El Paso, there's a dog. So cute. He was once homeless, and his name is Blackie. He's melting hearts and looking for a forever family. So, Border Patrol agents first noticed Blackie near the river last December, and they said he was underweight and alone, and they just began caring for him. He was still a stray dog living on his own, but when he would come around, they would give him food, feed him, and love on him. And in a remarkable twist, Blackie later brought a stranded kitten to the agents, prompting rescue efforts because they saw this tiny little kitten and they said, well, if there's one kitten, there's usually more. So they went in search of more kittens and found them. And so positive rescuers of El Paso stepped in, ultimately saving an entire litter along the riverbank. Those are tiny. Look, they're so little they have to be fed. Makes me wonder what happened to the mama. Wherever she is, bless her heart. So the kittens are now thriving in foster care, and Blackie, who is described as a gentle old soul, has received his vaccinations and is preparing for adoption. They say that well, first of all, to me, it is amazing that he, instead of chasing the little cats, the little kittens, he picked one up and took it to somebody he knew could help. What surprises me is sometimes it's just like the intelligence and the consciousness of some dogs who just know, like they just know. They're so aware, so awake at a soul level on the inside. It just reminds you that they are a living, breathing being. Animals are animals just like us. They are beings with souls. And so he saw this kitten, and instead of just chasing it or wreaking havoc all over, he picked it up and he said, I know some people who can help. He took the little kitten to people who could help, and now in turn he is getting the help and the care that he himself needs, and hopefully it will result in him finding a forever home, for somebody to be able to take care and nurture his gentle old soul. Rescuers say he would be the perfect fit for a home with cats, and I would say so, definitely. So, congratulations and thank you to little Blackie. I chose this story because it reminded me of a dog my grandmother had when I was a kid. And I had not heard that name for a dog in such a long time. Brought back some memories. So, now to the story we were talking about yesterday. The students who performed Heroes of the Harlem Renaissance. So this was a story we were talking about, and we couldn't get that video to play yesterday. Students at Mount Vernon Elementary School closed out Black History Month with a powerful performance titled Heroes of the Harlem Renaissance. Now, this was under the direction of Janine Cooper. Students from pre-K through 8th grade brought the 1920s to life through acting, dancing, and storytelling. The show highlighted influential figures like Langston Hughes, introducing students to key voices of the Harlem Renaissance. Young performers shared how the arts helped them discover confidence, pride, and a deeper connection to history. And what started as pre-show jitters for some ended in applause and joy, and a celebration that left a lasting impression on both students and the community. And as I said yesterday, look at them, it's just so happy and cute. These kids were so excited he was really excited, and he was so happy that he had discovered a side of himself that he didn't know was there, and a career option for the future. He knows this is who he is and who he wants to continue to be. Look, they look so happy, and I just love it. The arts always exposes our kids, all of our kids, to the possibilities of their futures, in my opinion. And again, as I said yesterday, these kids absolutely love their teacher. They spoke very highly of their teacher in these interviews, and she loves them back. You can tell it. She says it. She is so proud of them, no matter what their performance looked like. This is their teacher here. No matter how their performance turned out, you know that she was proud of them, even if it was just her and them in the room. So congratulations to them, and thank you to all of the teachers who are helping our children discover themselves, their confidence, and their self-worth, and just helping them to learn history, because you understand how much they learned about the past just by doing this in such a fun way. Look at that. I love it. Helping her, coaching her through self-confidence and who she is. It's beautiful. So after the break, we are going to talk about those college athletes who were at the right place at the right time. So I hope you will join me back for that. Those are a great example of group of young women who definitely had strong people in their upbringing. I'm going to make sure we're going to go to break because we've changed our little format up a little bit more. So, yeah, we are not going to go to break yet. I'm going to go ahead and tell you about those athletes. So, yesterday I didn't show you this video because we had technical issues, but I'll retell you the story. So, two members of the Omaha Mavericks women's basketball team jumped into action after a sinkhole swallowed two cars in Omaha. Olivia and Ezra stepped up to help trapped drivers while others stood by recording on their phones. And I remember I was telling you yesterday, I just don't know. I know I would have, my first thought would have been, oh my God, are they okay? How do they get out? Can I help them get out? Will I fall in? These are the two ladies right here who stepped up and took initiative and even rallied those around them to assist and help getting those drivers out. They pulled over onto the sidewalk and ask other drivers to stop recording and come help pull these people out of the sinkhole, and it worked. So the dramatic rescue, as you saw, was caught on camera as the athletes worked with the bystanders to pull motorists to safety. Officials with the Metropolitan Utilities District say early investigation points to possible sewer failure through testing, or though testing is ongoing. I cannot imagine just driving along, leaving the local Walmart, and suddenly my car just falls through the earth. That is so scary. And I cannot imagine, like, just through the earth. And if I were the cars behind, you see that? If I were the cars behind them, I wouldn't know whether to get out of the car and run the other direction or to stay put. I mean, because you don't know which way to go in a situation like that. So I'm sure that was a very scary thing for these two young people to pull over and say, I'm going to run toward the danger because human life is more important than my own fear is amazing. So thank you, and good job to them. Great job to them. So thanks to their quick thinking and teamwork, what could have been a tragedy turned into a story of courage and community. I hope they are able to figure out what the problem is and make those repairs and keep this from happening to another person, because I don't know if I would be able to drive again after that. Like, and not always have anxiety. Oh, that is a scary thing. I don't know what I would do. So, when we come back from the break, we are going to be talking about building wealth for every generation, what experts are and a nonprofit is doing to help aid in that. And we're going to revisit that little dog story that I told you about that needed to be rescued. More good news only after the break. Welcome back to Good News Only. So, experts say that building wealth creates opportunity and long term stability, but historically, access has not always been equal. So, look at this. The Urban Institute works nationwide to equip leaders with data and tools to advance upward mobility. That's what this organization is doing. So, research shows disparities persistent they just are. Nearly 35% of white families reported receiving um, in inheritance compared to about 13% of black families. And Deronica Warren, who is the founder of Core DMV, is working to change that by offering financial literacy, workforce development, and seed funding tools through partnerships with local schools and community programs like these. They're aiming to empower families to build lasting financial legacies. I thought this was a great program, and I thought it was really a good example of communities rallying together, doing what they can to help close these gaps. And I hope it is an encouragement. I don't know what or if there is an organization similar to this here in Central Illinois. If there is, let me know. Send me an email to news25 at week.com. I would love to know where resources like this lie in this community so that I can pass that information on to others. And if you have an organization that is similar and you would like to come on to Good News Only and be a guest and tell Central Illinois about what it is that you do and how they can get involved, also send me that email, news25week.com. Make sure you put Hey Shauna in that subject line because I would hate to miss that email, especially SHAUNA. And then also don't forget you can find me on Facebook and follow Good News Only there at 25 News Good News Only. You can send me a message there. I typically am the person answering, and I always respond to both your messages, your emails, and your messages and your comments on social media. Love interacting with you, and I would love to hear about any programs that are similar to this that you know of in Central Illinois so that I can share that with the rest of our viewers. And then here is this little dog that I was trying to tell you about yesterday who was rescued from a landslide in Brazil. This little dog was so little. Look at that. Trapped under, like, how, I wonder how they knew the little dog was under there. It's so scary. And all that brick, and they survived. Cute little dog survived. Oh, I know he was so grateful. So this was a dramatic rescue, and it unfolded in Zeus de Fora after heavy rains triggered a deadly rains or landslide. The dog's name is Puma, and he was trapped beneath debris when the ground suddenly gave way. There was a lot of ground giving way. Okay, a lot of ground giving way. That does not bring me any comfort. There's too much ground giving way in Brazil. There's too much ground giving way over here in America. Where did they say that was? Anyway, we'll see after the break. Our alarm is going off. But was it? Omaha. In Nebraska. No, 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 no. Ground giving way. Mm-mm. We'll have more good news only after the break. Well, that's a wrap for me today. Now I want to hear from you. Please go to news25 at week.com and let me know what you thought about today's show. Be sure to put Hey Shauna, that's SHAUNA, in the subject line so I know it's for me. Also, don't forget you can follow me on Facebook. That's 25 News, Good News Only. There you can also share what you thought about today's show, answer the Get Personal with Shauna questions, and comment on all of the discussions we continue that start right here on the show. In the meantime, be sure to check out the midday newscast and meet me back here today at 1 p.m. I'm LaShauna Guy, and this is 25 News. Have a good day.